In the opening of the film, we see a couple making out in the woods. When the boy tries to take things a step further, the girl stops him and says it's not the right time for that yet. The boy tells her how long they can both stay virgins and that one day they'll have to do it anyway. Hearing this, the girl agrees to get intimate with him, but just then, a car pulls up behind theirs with a woman inside. When the boy approaches her, she attacks him and his girlfriend, terrified, locks herself in the car. The boyfriend stumbles back to the car, wounded, begging her to open the door. When she does, the woman lunges at her with a knife. The girl tries to run, but the woman catches her, holds a knife to her to scare her, and the scene cuts off there. Next, we see another couple, Jody and Kenny, in a car making out. No, Kenny has just dropped Jody off outside her house and asks her to get intimate right there. But Jody refuses, which makes Kenny really angry because they've been in a relationship for a year and both are still virgins. Kenny tells her he loves her and wants to take the next step, but she always turns him down, so he wants to break up. Jody starts crying and asks if he's serious. Just then, Jody's mom arrives and tells her to hurry inside because her dad might still be asleep and won't realize she was out. Jody sneaks into the house so her father doesn't wake up. When she gets to her room, she finds her dad there. He's the local sheriff and doesn't want his daughter out late at night. He asks where she's been so late. Jody says she was at a party with friends, and the sheriff scolds her, telling her to come home earlier. The next morning, the sheriff arrives at the woods where they found those kids' bodies. The deputy tells him they've discovered 2 bodies, both brutally stabbed to death. The girl's body is nailed to a tree with a guard, proving she was alive when the nails went in and died from blood loss. The sheriff is shocked and sends the bodies to forensics. Jody heads to her high school, where she meets her debate team friend who tells her 2 school kids have died, and everyone's talking about it. Then Jody spots her boyfriend comforting another girl, which makes her jealous. Meanwhile, the sheriff visits the school principal, his childhood friend. The principal asks why he's there, and the sheriff explains 2 students from the school were found dead, and they're investigating why they were killed. In class, all the kids are upset and Professor Leonardo is teaching. He tells them his friends have died so they'll be sad and today they'll just talk about those kids. He asks everyone to say one word about them, but some boys start mocking their deaths. Then the sheriff arrives to warn the kids. He tells them not to go out at night because a killer is on the loose. The kids ask how they died and the sheriff says they're investigating and can't say more. During lunch, Jody sees her boyfriend still with that girl. Her friend sits down staring at a boy. Jody realizes she likes him so she drags her over and they all talk. Then an angry girl approaches one of them, slaps her and accuses her of spreading a false rumor that they got intimate. The boyfriend laughs at it so the principal breaks up the fight. The girl yells in front of everyone not to believe her. She's still a virgin and hasn't been intimate with anyone. We then see the killer woman preparing her tools. That night, the girl's parents go out for dinner, leaving her home alone. The killer arrives at her house and knocks. The girl goes to the door and asks who it is. The woman lies, saying she's her mom's friend, so the girl opens the door and the woman attacks her. Later, when the parents return from dinner, they find the door unlocked. They go inside and see blood everywhere, with their daughter's body hanging upside down from the ceiling. They're horrified. Meanwhile, the sheriff is teaching his daughter self-defense when he gets a duty call saying another girl has been killed. He rushes there and is stunned. The killer hung her body upside down from the ceiling with "virgin" carved into her stomach. Afterward, the sheriff and deputy go to the forensics department, where the doctor explains all victims were stabbed with a knife, with no signs of sexual assault, meaning they were virgins. The killer carved "virgin" on their bodies so he knows they're virgins and is targeting them. This worries the sheriff about his daughter. He goes home, meets her, and asks a personal question. Has she and her boyfriend ever made out? Jody says of course they have. He asks if she's ever been intimate with him. Jody says no, she's never been intimate. She's shocked by the question and thinks her dad is disappointed in her. She says if that's it, she won't be intimate before marriage. Her dad reassures her it's her life and she can do what she wants. He's asking because there's a big problem in town, and she needs to stay alert. The next morning, the sheriff tells his deputy to call a meeting, but invite only parents, no kids. The deputy says there's no space for so many people, so he suggests using the high school playground. School is canceled for kids, but Jody comes alone to give Professor Leonardo her assignment. He says he heard about her breakup, and Jody gets furious and starts crying, yelling that he has other things to do besides her business. Outside the classroom, Jody notices someone who runs away. The professor takes her with him and tells her to stay put while he checks alone, but finds no one. The principal tells the sheriff the meeting is arranged, but how will he tell parents that virgins are in danger? The sheriff says if they want to save the kids they have to. The parents arrive and Jody sneaks in to listen. A TV crew shows up too. The sheriff tells everyone the killed kids were all virgins with "virgin" carved on their bodies so the killer might be targeting only virgins. The parents are shocked and angry at the sheriff. They say does he want their kids to get intimate now? The sheriff clarifies that's not what he means, but then 2 parents start fighting and the meeting is cancelled. When the team hears this they want to tell their friends. He borrows Jody's phone and says this should be on the news. He takes it to call friends and doesn't come back for a while, so Jody goes looking. She ends up in the locker room but doesn't find him. Then her phone rings from the washroom. She goes in and sees Virgin written on a door. When she opens it, she finds the team's body brutally slashed. She's terrified and the killer attacks her. Jody runs in fear as the killer chases her. The killer catches Jody and is about to carve Virgin on her, but Jody fights back because her dad taught her self-defense. She throws a big dummy at the woman, knocking her out, and runs out. Her dad meets her there and she tells him the killer killed the team and was coming for her. When the sheriff checks, the killer has escaped. They take Jody to the police station to sketch the killer. When the sheriff sees the sketch, he's stunned like he knows her. He rushes to his office, calls the principal, and Jody eavesdrops on another phone. The sheriff faxes the killer's photo to the principal, who is shocked. The sheriff asks if it's Lori Sherman. The principal says it can't be. Lori Sherman disappeared 25 years ago and no one's heard from her. The sheriff thinks she's back and killing kids. He sees Jody listening and hangs up, asking what she heard. Jody lies, saying she was just picking up the phone to call a friend. Then Jody's friend arrives, hugs her, and says the rumor spread among students that the killer targets virgins, so they've decided not to stay virgins anymore. They've organized a party that night to meet up. Jody's mom arrives, worried, and wants to take her home, but Jody says she'll attend school and come back. At school, everyone wants to talk to Jody because she survived the killer's attack, making her famous. Kenny approaches and says he still loves her and they can get intimate if she wants. Jody says she promised her parents to go straight home after school and they'll think about intimacy later. The principal hears about the party and gets furious. He announces over the speaker that no kid goes to the party, or he'll penalize them if caught. But the kids ignore him and cause a commotion after school, excited for the night party. Jody goes straight home after school. She tells her mom she overheard Dad talking about a woman named Lori Sherman with the principal. She asks if Mom knows her, but Mom says no. Jody thinks she's lying, so she sneaks to the library and reads 25-year-old newspaper articles. She finds one about Lori Sherman disappearing. Shocked, her mom shows up. She'd followed her. Mom tells the truth. She knew Lori Sherman. She was a high school student who studied with her. But one day everything changed because 4 guys raped Lori. Jody asks who they were and Mom says 2 left town but 2 are still here, the principal and her dad. Jody is devastated. Her dad is a rapist. Mom explains he didn't do it on purpose. His friends forced him. Meanwhile, the sheriff reaches Lori Sherman's house, far from town. He searches inside and ignores kid stuff he finds after 20 minutes, then leaves. But we see Lori Sherman watching him from there. Back home, Kenny visits Jody. They try to get intimate, but Jody says he just wants her body, not her love. Kenny cries and can't do it. Jody is surprised and starts leaving. Kenny asks who she'll go to for intimacy now. Jody says she has other options, so he realizes she'll go to the professor because she started liking him. When she reaches the principal's place, she finds his body. Shocked, Lori Sherman attacks her. At school, kids are enjoying their secret party and Kenny is with another girl. He realizes he's wrong, leaves the party and goes looking for Jody. We see the professor carrying a big box into his house. Jody arrives to meet him. He throws the box into the basement and a human voice comes from inside. Jody asks who's in there. The professor says it's her dad. Terrified, Jody opens the box and sees her dad inside. The professor attacks her, knocking her out. In a flashback, we learn the killer was the professor all along. When Jody wakes, she's tied up. Professor Leonardo tells the sheriff he confessed to his daughter about the crime he committed in his youth. Jody says she knows what her dad did. Leonardo holds a knife to her throat and makes the sheriff repeat it. The sheriff says 27 years ago, he and Lori Sherman were in high school. One day he and 3 friends were partying and heading home drunk. They saw Lori's car broken down. She stopped them for help. He was too drunk to get out, but his friends grabbed Lori and took advantage of her. Finally, they dragged him out and forced him to rape her too. Lori was traumatized and disappeared from town. They had good connections, so the case was buried. Leonardo shows letters Lori wrote to the sheriff, saying she liked him in high school and thought he was a good guy, so she came to him for help that night. But they all took advantage, so she left. Months later, she gave birth to him. Leonardo is the sheriff's son because their eyes match. Then he goes to Jody and starts cutting her. But Kenny knocks on the door. He knew Jody would meet the professor. The professor opens it and asks what he wants. Kenny notices lipstick on his face and senses something's off. He asks if Jody came to meet him. The professor says no one's there. Then Kenny hears glass break in the basement from the inspector. Wait, the sheriff, and gets alert. He enters, locks the door, and the professor comes in with an axe. When he attacks the sheriff, they fight hard, but Leonardo stabs him in the throat with a knife, killing him. Jody cries seeing this and Kenny takes her and runs. They reach the party and tell an inspector everything. He informs his team. But Leonardo arrives and kills the inspector with his axe. Kenny and Jody run into the party where everyone is getting intimate. Jody yells that the professor is the killer and is coming to kill them all. The professor arrives trying to kill everyone one by one, causing chaos as students run. He grabs Jody to kill her, but Kenny attacks him and the professor slashes his stomach. As the professor goes to stab Jody, she grabs his hand and throws him off the balcony into wooden spikes below, where he dies. The next day, police question Jody and her mom about why the killer killed her dad. Jody lies, saying she knows nothing. With no evidence, they let them go. As Jody walks out, she spots Leonardo's location on the road. He suddenly disappears and the movie ends there. So friends, that was the story of this film, which was pretty good. The inspector, when he was in high school, raped a woman named Lori Sherman, which resulted in a child who was none other than the professor. That's why the professor planned revenge for his mom. His mom used to beat him a lot, so he was always angry and started killing high school students for revenge. So friends, that was today's video. If you liked the video, definitely tell us in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now, hit the icon for notifications, and you can follow us on Telegram for updates. Don't forget to like and share the video, and I'll see you in the next video.